Well, hello, everybody, and Merry Christmas. Pardon me if my voice comes and goes. I'm still fighting the flu and the cold. Getting closer to being over it, though. Welcome to the annual Christmas show. There will be no guitar pull this year, as you can tell. Voice is out. Maybe we'll do one in the spring. So, we have Duke twice. If that isn't scary, I don't know what is.
I have no idea what happened.
We have Santa Claus here and Krampus up there.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal with that was.
Pardon me, guys. I'm going to cough through this whole thing, I think. I'll try to mute my microphone. Anyway, so we did want to get together and do the Christmas thing, and I was gonna put it off, and Duke said, let's just do it. So we just did it. Snapper's supposed to be here tonight, but he had a little motorcycle accident a few weeks ago, and he's still not feeling up to
Oh, crap.
the task. So, yeah. Told him he better go back to Colts. They're a lot nicer to him.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's go through everybody we have here. Sorry. AR American says, Merry Christmas, guys. Diane Houston said, Merry Christmas. Caleb said, I am here. Brian N said, Merry Christmas, everyone. Texan 1836 said, Merry Christmas to all. Rob G said, thanks for the advice, Snapper. Having a blast. I don't know. He must have been something that Snapper told him. Hardy said, hello, you silly humans. Been a while. Diane Houston said, Duke looked like Charles Manson when you were froze there. Garza Vlog says, good evening, everyone, and Merry Christmas. And Hardy says, just goes to show what happens when you send your money on motorbikes rather than guns. Yep. Timber Drifters in said, good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. Give me just a second, guys.
Oh, man.
Duke, you may have to spearhead this thing.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, so we got Duke over here, and we have Saboteur Sheldon. Just got back from touring the world. How was Japan? Your microphone's muted, Sheldon.
I miss it.
Oh, you missed Japan already?
Missed it the second I got to the airport. I was like, I still got money. I might stay.
Just turn around and go back.
I'll send my stuff back. I'll just keep the duffel bag of clothes.
You went and saw castles and moats and all kinds of stuff just in the other part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Anything interesting historically that really caught your eye?
Got to see some original Tanagashimas, the Japanese matchlocks.
Oh, yeah? Those ones they were still using like, 18? No, those were the Koreans.
Still they both were still using them until about the 1860s.
Yeah.
Like, I went to some of the castles, and those are fine. Went to guess they're rebuilding a mansion, and you can go in it and walk around, but it's still under construction. So,
yeah, already he's been to Japan for quite a little while there. That's one of the reasons we haven't done much for live streams. The internet connection may not have worked out so well. At least the timing wouldn't have.
they're 16 hours ahead, so it's like almost midnight over there, or midday, 12 in the afternoon.
And Duke went on a big time hunting trip up north.
Yeah, I didn't play out where the darn.
How'd that go?
Well, I got up there, saw deer the first night I was there, but they saw us first, got away. I thought, all right. Went back next morning. They were in the same spot, and once again, they saw us first. And after that, couldn't find them. Could have shot all the mule deer I wanted, but I had whitetail tags, so that's how that played out.
Yep. Well, for my wife's birthday, we went up to see a WWE show in Wichita and got all crammed in there about 10 days ago, and I've sounded like this ever since. I had a fever.
There you go.
Fever for 4 or 5 days and Finally broke that last Sunday, so it's been this long just hanging out, just as junk in my throat. So everything's kind of been on hold.
I was
Should have stayed at
that.
home.
I was like that close on getting sick over there, but
You felt it coming, but it didn't show up, huh?
yeah, I think it's because I actually went up into the mountains, which is nice. You know, very pretty up there, but was like went up there and like within like an hour or two of being up there, I could feel like a sore throat trying to sit, and I was like, nope, that's not gonna happen on this trip.
You just decided no, huh? What's the secret? I need to find out what that is.
I don't even know.
Just say no.
Basically.
Might have been a little altitude sickness, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, I got over it. And then I'm surprised I didn't get sick, especially in Tokyo, because holy crap. Those those trains in Tokyo, they really get packed like almost all day. At least in the other places I went, they weren't as bad, but
yeah,
Tokyo, holy crap, you crammed in there, and yeah, just like holy shit.
Sounds like it was tight.
I mean, it was fun. Like I said, you know, everything I have eaten since I've been back, which has been like almost a week now, nothing has tasted good.
So we got Hardy said to Duke, there's a deer on the side of the road near me. It got turned into jelly. I want to know what hit it. It was going Mach 2 or 3. Brian N said our flintlock / muzzleloader season starts Thursday. Looking forward to going out. That'll be fun. Steven Sheets said, howdy, Garrett. I like the top hat you're wearing. Thank you. I tip my cowboy hat to you. Well, thank you. I got all gung-ho for this spring's reenactment schedule clear back last fall because last time I was a little undergunned in the clothing department.
Just a little bit.
We're ready this time around. We got several outfits.
Duke saw Duke saw the tag on Garrett's pants. I was like, why are you staring at his ass? Can't be wearing that. That's a tag
I took the tag off before I left. Some people didn't. Oh.
At least you guys can just buy them and they fit. You don't have to sit there and custom fit them.
That's true.
And you don't have a South Union Mills necessarily for all your stuff, do you?
My entire kit was South Union Mills.
Yeah, but you have to make it.
Yeah.
Outside of your shirt.
That's why you got to get yourself a woman to make that stuff for you.
I don't think there's a lot that know how. But on other news, I bought the canvas for my teepee, so that's nice.
Nice.
Oh, how big?
16.
16. Good. Lots of room for you and Duke in there.
He's by the door.
He's by the door. I was going for the because last year we had scoped out some pyramid tents Duke had. Boy, those things are like $600 now.
Yep, they kind of disappeared.
But there's still some A-frames that aren't terribly expensive.
Like if you get like a teepee that's not doesn't have the flame retardant material, they're like $400 or $500. But I got the flame retardant one because I actually want a fire in there. Not the national parks, but other things. Right. But as soon as you get the and a reliable teepee has them where I bought mine, but I didn't ask him for a shipping quote because you need to ask him first.
Yeah.
We'll get the polls at some point.
Yeah. Mill Creek Range said, hey, everyone, just got back from taking the wife out for dinner and seeing y'all was on. Been a little under the weather myself. Haven't been to Tokyo since just before COVID.
Oh, like I said, I had fun there. So.
Yep. Steven Sheet says, top hat made out of wool or felt. This one is wool. It's the highest in wool I could get, but I didn't want to spend the money. I think I spent $150 for this. I couldn't afford to go over that for a felt. Mill Creek Range said, love the top hat, Garrett. Thank you. Timber Drifter said, Sheldon, did you eat whale or what was the most interesting thing you ate?
Interesting or disgusting?
Is that interchangeable?
Kind of, sort of. The best thing I've ate there was some A5 Hita beef, and that was really good. That's like that really expensive beef. That's really nice.
Yeah.
It's like after that, none of the steaks here have been tasting the same.
So that's their version of Wagyu. Well, our version of.
Yeah, it's basically Wagyu, just from a different prefecture. And I guess it has more of like a buttery taste. I've actually never had Wagyu, so I can't tell the difference. But
Yeah.
most disgusting thing I eat would be pickled squid. I can eat squid, no issue. Pickled squid, though, no.
Wasn't for you, huh?
Nope.
That's what Caleb went to the Philippines and came back, and he wasn't eating anything in a corn husk for a while, or a banana peel. Okay. Hardy said, this will be more for Duke and Sheldon. Do you guys know about the quality of game in the 1800s compared to now? I know the deer were almost hunted out back in the 30s around here.
Probably a little poor.
Quality. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, read some Mountain Man accounts. You know, they talk a lot about, like up in Wyoming, the amount of sheep and stuff that was up there, and a lot of them like the sheep meat better than anything. But there was the old phrase, poor bull and fat cow.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those guys eat poor bull a lot.
Well, you often hear them talking about how you could starve to death just on one game type because there wasn't enough fat. So they would, mix that up with the beaver tail, which get a reservoir of fat.
Get what they call the grease hunger.
Yeah.
Like I know you used to have prairie elk because they're different than the rocky ones that are around. And then if you felt adventurous, you can go after a plains grizzly. They were a little bit more aggressive. But
yeah.
I don't know, probably get worms eating that shit. I keep cussing. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We'll try to keep it clean from here in.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's always the good old buffalo. I never heard anybody saying they were going to starve to death on buffalo. I must have had pretty good fat reservoir because,
That's why the kidney fat was prized. And then bone marrow.
You'd hear a lot of those guys talk about, what was the I can't remember whose book it was, where they talked about living off of roots for a solid month and then finding that herd of buffalo finally. So evidently the buffalo weren't just everywhere. They find that herd of buffalo. They were so excited. They'd brought all kinds of ammunition, hadn't got to shoot any of it because they didn't see any game for like a month and a half.
I think the tribes might have done stuff to keep buffalo away from people, and even the tribes had to run around looking for it too. So
yeah, I never thought of that. Think they ran them away from the trails?
Yeah.
Which the trails would have probably have knocked out most of the buffalo anyway that were in their vicinity. Let's see. Wild West Extravaganza. Hi, Josh. He said, I can't stay, but Merry Christmas. It's good to see you, Josh.
Yeah. Merry Christmas to you.
We need to get you back on the show someday. I'm sure Sheldon would have some questions for Josh. You're a Wild West Extravaganza fan, aren't you, Sheldon?
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the living legend.
I'm running blank on names at the moment, so.
Yeah. Okay, Guns and Waters said, Merry Christmas, everyone. Nice hat, Garrett. Thank you. Just a minute. All right. Mill Creek Range said, definitely a lot of disgusting food there, especially on the breakfast menu. But my work took me there 6 times. Kind of got used to some of it.
I think I only had like one traditional Japanese breakfast. Other than that was whatever floated my way.
You just said McDonald's?
I only had McDonald's once, and that was at the airport because I wanted to try it, and it was okay.
Was it the same as ours?
A little less grease. I had a Samurai Mac, and that was just like a Big Mac with teriyaki sauce on it.
That's Samurai Mac.
Yeah, that's what
Jeez.
it's still called.
That's hilarious. No, didn't see a lot of katanas.
I spaced it out until I was like halfway back, but there's a katana museum or samurai museum in Tokyo. I completely spaced it out until I was like halfway back.
Yeah, what do they call that big one? The Ishi katana. I'm trying to. It's been a few years since I heard about that. The real long one, the one that is the. It seemed to me like you in the samurai museum, you probably see more bows than katanas in reality, right?
I seen some katanas. I seen some bows, especially when I went to Nagoya Castle.
Yeah.
They had some stuff. They had a really fancy saddle. I was gonna take a picture of, but I spaced it out. I was gonna say, have Duke make it.
Yeah.
So how was the samurai infamous archers? Obviously, how was their? Was there a big difference? Obviously, between your archery customs and theirs. Were the bows different? Arrows a lot different, or was it kind of all the same stuff?
Arrows are usually about the same, but bows tend to be bigger. And then I think, and I'm not too well versed in Japanese archery, but them and like China and mostly like the old world, they all kind of just practiced English or medieval English warrior thing, where you kind of take a stance and shoot.
Yeah, about 120, 130 pound bow.
While like Mongolians and like a lot of the plains tribes, and probably a lot of just North America tribes in general, just used snap shooting.
I see. So what's the bow weight difference, you think?
I mean, I think your average bow is probably about 80 pounds. Just like average worldwide, but a Lakota bow could be about 50 to 60 on the high end, and then 30 pounds at the low end.
Yeah.
And it depends if it's a self bow or if you backed it with sinew, or if you got really ritzy and you chanced that you could have a elk horn bow, but pray it doesn't rain or is a humid day, it's gonna come undone. Because that's put together with sinew and hide glue. So,
it's interesting. I was always really interested in those Mongolian bows with this really short but heavy draw. I bet you had to have quite the muscle structure to continuously use those.
if you ever go on YouTube, you can see that a lot of those Mongolians, they still practice a lot of their archery, like horseback archery.
Mm-hmm.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. Because I always heard it said that the Lakota, the best. I can't remember who said it. One of those officers. The probably the best light cavalry outfit in the world. I always wondered how that actually stood up to other, like the Mongolians and other cavalry outfits like that.
I always heard the Comanche were really good, and the Comanche had even shorter bows than, because like your average bow for a Lakota is about 48 inches.
Yeah.
So I suppose the Comanches had some shorter ones, but I think that would have been an interesting fight to see. Is like a good, like a Lakota versus Comanche, but it never really happened. So never happened, or if it did happen, no one wrote about it. So
that would be something interesting to see that not a lot of people obviously don't cover on YouTube is differences between native, because we all get the same idea that everything's the same, but it's not. That having a longer, shorter bow would completely change your mode of warfare, I would assume.
And then the Comanches picked up a lot of Spanish arrow types. Like, I don't know, Duke might remember the name, but those like half crescent arrowheads.
Oh, yeah. Hawking Point.
Yeah. Comanches are very big on those.
Comanches. Well, they had buffalo too, but they probably didn't have the amount of buffalo that they hunted down in Comanche area early on as the Lakota did up north.
Supposedly, you could find big herds of buffalo from Canada all the way down into Mexico. So,
yeah,
like I've heard two stories. One was Kiowa, one's Lakota, but both of them are just basically the same. Where they said a group of men vanished for a couple of years, and when they came back, they're talking about little dogmen in the trees.
Cool. I had somebody at the door. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
All right, Colt. Anyway, all right. Let's see. We have Guns and Water said ho ho ho.
I'll be right back.
Mr. Alaska said Merry Christmas, everyone. Timber Drifter said I've been living in canvas tents off and on for nearly 20 years. Otis Permisol seems to hold up better than the others I've tried. Did I pronounce that right, Duke?
What's that? The
Otis Permisol?
yeah, Permisol, yeah.
Seems to hold up better than others. Sounds like my nephews are going by. I hear glass back pickups out there. Guns and Water said, hey, Brian. Diane Houston said, Garrett, is there going to be any Smoke in the Woods videos coming up? I miss your videos. Yeah, I intended to make one in November, and things got delayed. Got a big one coming out, hopefully January the 3rd or 4th, because I got some announcements to make that were delayed just a little bit, but some interesting stuff going to be coming up on Smoke in the Woods. Yeah, I haven't had time to make videos over there. Things have been crazy for the last 6 months or so. It's all kind of coming to a head here in the next week or so. Guns and Water said, eat McDonald's and sound like a samurai. Hardy said, as someone who doesn't hunt, how do you protect from various illnesses and parasites from game meat? Heating it, cooking it thoroughly.
Yeah, and you just kind of pay attention when you're cleaning it too.
Yeah, you shouldn't have any real issues, like especially today, unless you get some kind of a chronic wasting disease or something.
Yeah, and a lot of places out here in the West are doing mandatory testing, so you have to submit the head, and if it tests positive, hopefully they give you a tag before the end of the season. They replace the tag.
Yeah. I have never seen it, like hardly anything that you could. The only thing I've heard of bad around here is blisters on rabbits, but that's why you don't shoot and kill the rabbits before first snow here. There's a few things you got to know, but for the majority of it, heat cures all.
Heat or cold, because like with rabbits and tularemia, you can freeze that out of them. You just have to freeze them for 90 days.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Soylent Green said, your hat matches the snake oil salesman suit from the Outlaw Josie Wells perfectly. Well, thank you. Guns and Water said, read that, Dick.
In the prion areas, you have to test the meat. Not much can destroy a prion. I wouldn't eat. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've read about those prions. That's not something you want to get into.
Yeah. Gina Woods is in. She says hello to the crew. Hello, Mom. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Kodak Tackman said, I'm late. How are y'all doing tonight? We're doing good. We're just talking to Sheldon about faraway lands and Duke about a hunting trip that was not the hunting trip of his dreams. You did get something, though, didn't you, Duke?
One duck.
That'll feed you well this winter.
Yeah.
So this year you shot one deer you lost and one duck you found.
Yep. I about drowned myself trying to get the duck.
You gotta tell that story.
Yeah, well, we went down and we was looking for geese because the second day I was up there, the geese showed up. And everybody was saying that was like the first day they'd flown in, and so I went and spent $60 for a 3-day hunting permit. I should have just got the annual because it would only have been another $10 or so. And went back out and couldn't hardly find any geese. They just kind of came in and left. Well, we was down there on the river, and these ducks popped up, and I popped one duck off, and he hit the water, and I thought he was about dead. And my buddy was bringing the buggy down so we could drive across the river because we forgot the waders, and he landed on the far side in a hole. I set my shotgun down. All of a sudden, I heard water slapping, and he was trying to get back up and start flying again. So I shot him again, and he was a beautiful mallard. I thought, well, get him taxidermied, and then I blew his head clean off.
That reminds me of one time about 15 years ago. I was with my brother-in-law about this time of year. We'd been hunting, and we hadn't got anything. And so we put them away, our guns away, driving back out to the pasture. And all he had was his 270, which was his coyote rifle, which he slayed a lot of coyotes with that 270. And it's one of those things where back for a few years there, he's shooting hundreds of coyotes. And it's one of those things, shooting like that is you get like in a groove and you get really good. And then if you stop for a while, it'll kind of slip, but like at the high point, you can't miss. And we're heading out. We've been out hunting in the morning. We come back, put the shotguns away, head back out to the pasture. Well, lo and behold, this mallard comes flying up the river and lands about 250 yards upriver, sitting in the middle of the stream, kind of swimming upstream. And I told him, I said, there ain't no way you could shoot the head off that duck. He said, if I shoot the head off that duck, you got to wade all the way out there because the river only about knee high, but it's wide at that point. He's like, you got to get it. And I was laughing at him, and he pulled that 270 up and shot the head right off that duck. And I said, well, where's the waiters? He said, we unloaded them with a shotgun. Get going. There was ice on the side of that dude. Got the headless mud mallard. But yeah, he always talked about that because that was in the height of his shooting, when he just shot so much with that rifle that he just couldn't miss. Oh, Timber Drifter said we'll call him Old Duke One Duck.
Yeah.
Duck of Death.
The Duck of Death, yes. We used to call him that a lot. We don't call him that enough anymore.
I got a couple of days before I head on my trip, I got a whitetail buck. And the thing with my friend and I, we were out most of the day, either walking around or trying to find a buck. That's the only tag I had. So we're coming back, and we have to go through this little grove in the Badlands, and I'm just sitting there looking around, and all of a sudden there's just one there about 30 yards off to the driver's side of the truck. I was pissed. I didn't know, screw it. So I opened up my door. I had it propped open with my foot. I grabbed my rifle. I just shot it. I was like, I was pissed. I was wasted all day just for it to be right there. I was like, hey, you know what? The Rangers aren't out here, so I don't give a shit. I'm sorry.
What'd you use? Your 30-30?
Yeah.
What is that 30-30? A Winchester?
Yeah, it's a Sears and a Roebuck.
A Ted Williams?
Yeah.
It's still Winchester. Just doesn't have the name.
Yeah. It's still Winchester. It's like a short rifle configuration.
Didn't you shoot a buffalo with that thing?
Yes.
You killed everything with 30-30, huh?
Oh, well, yeah. Then I had my aunt's doe tag with me, but I got confused because I shot the buck and I seen him just fall down real quick. And I seen the doe. I was like, I'm gonna get her too because I'm leaving in a couple of days, and by the time I get back, my tags won't be good.
Yeah.
But then I see another buck with that doe. I'm like, did I just shoot this guy?
Something's up, huh?
And then they take off. I'm like, so I'm still seatbelted in. I unbuckle. I get out. I grabbed the rifle and I go to where I shot that buck, and sure enough, I shot him. But that doe already took off. But I was like I said, I was kind of just tired. A long day.
Yeah.
Didn't see nothing. Went to all the usual spots. Nothing. That guy was just chilling on the side of a dirt road. Like, might as well.
Might as well, huh? So tell us the story of the infamous 30-30 buffalo hunt, if you dare.
If I dare, that is even worse. That is even worse than my deer hunt.
I thought the buffalo hunt, you didn't saddle up 3 days early and take your meat and your pack horses and go find a buffalo.
The whole morning was getting everything together because at that time I only had a 2-wheel drive truck. I went and borrowed my cousin's trailer just to eat, just so we could just load it on easy.
Yeah.
And I went out to my friend, and he lives real close to buffalo pasture. And I'm sitting there calling the Rangers like, I'm sorry, I'm running late. Nothing's aligning this morning. So then my friend, he has a 4x4 Expedition. So we're like, we might as well just use that because the road out to the place is muddy. So we're sitting there mud bogging to get to the pasture with trailer in tow. We get out there, and then all the other guys who went out that morning already got there. So we went out there, and it was not even a hunt. It was worse than those European hunts where they pushed the game to you because those buffalo gathered around us because they thought they were going to get fed.
So the dangerous buffalo hunt, the danger was you could have slipped on the running board stepping out of the door, huh?
Yeah. and then my tag said a young bull between 2 to 5 years old. The ranger would say, "Oh, how about that one?" He pointed at a really old bull, like 10 plus years old. I'm like,
he wanted rid of that one.
I'm like, well, he said, "Well, take your pick then," because I think they just want it out of there.
Yeah.
Said, well, do you have like a cow? He looked around. Oh, how about that one? I looked, and it was about a heifer. I was like, yeah, sure. First shot. He told me to shoot it again, but I think I missed on that second shot because when I got the hide, there was only the one entry and exit hole.
Where did you hit it? In the shoulder?
Right behind the shoulder.
30-30 did the job pretty quick, huh?
Yeah, that little rifle is basically my. I'm really good with that gun. Like Kelly said, your brother-in-law was with that 270.
Yeah. Just wiping them out. That's interesting because I know people around here, there's some elk hunts like that around here where they feed the elk with the pickups every day. Then the big elk hunters come in and it's like a 5-yard shot.
Yeah, that's about this one was 5 to 10 yards. And like I said, it wasn't even much of a hunt. It was like, yeah. I said, let me shoot one of those Yellowstone buffalo you guys got down there. Damn, those ones are vicious.
Yeah, bigger buffalo, huh?
Those ones you can't even get within 100 yards because they take off, or if they see anyone, they just charge them right away. These other buffalo, they're used to humans, while those Yellowstone ones are a little vicious guys.
I'd like to get together with you and me and Duke and someday go up north somewhere and have a traditional hunt. I wouldn't even do the hunting. I'd just do the filming. You two could traditionally hunt. Duke could do the sharps and you could do whatever you wanted. Take that stick with the knives in it and get yourself a buffalo.
I think I'll probably break.
Yeah, it'd be fun sometime.
Something like an elk.
Occasionally elk escape the pasture here.
Yeah.
But,
didn't you hunt elk last year, Duke?
No, I haven't hunted elk for a long time.
Well, what was it that you and I thought you guys you two shot something up there last year with the 270?
Antelope.
Oh, that was antelope?
Yeah, antelope and deer. And that wasn't last year. That was 2 years ago. Last year, I just shot 2 whitetail.
Yeah, so what was that she shot out of the pickup with, or not out of the pickup, but off the road with the 270?
That was her antelope.
Okay.
See, at least you had the decency of getting out the truck and shooting, and me, I just
now, Sheldon.
Popped the door open and held it open with my foot.
Anything you say can be held against you. It's on the internet forever.
Oh, well, they can.
You got privileges, don't you? no privileges.
Man, that 30-30 is a little handy little carbine, though. But
oh, yeah.
Anytime someone sees it around here, like, oh, that's a grandpa's gun. What you doing with that? You need this. You need that. Like, this thing works just fine.
You say grandpa's gun, and then you pull out your 66 and say, no, this is a grandpa's gun.
Right.
30, that's modern. High pressure smokeless. Oh. Dustin's in. Hi, Dustin. He said, Merry Christmas, fellas. Merry Christmas to you, too.
Yep.
Sorry about that, guys.
So, you guys think this arrowhead's good enough?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. Is that one of those that you've been planting in historical places?
Yeah.
Hoping that the archaeologists find it?
Yeah, I was sitting there trying to find it. I was like, man, maybe I think it did take them down. Couldn't find them, and I was going through all my junk. I found it like on the bottom, just on very bottom. Everything else was on top. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Hey, we were convinced he'd left him on the ground at Fort Larned.
Right.
We thought that somebody was going to make an archaeological discovery.
So, yeah. I mean, here's the other style. So,
yeah, that was right.
Would they ever use those for warfare? I mean, or does that limit your range too much?
I mean, it would probably limited. I mean, these are only like 3.5. You know, they had like 6-inch like arrowheads too. But honestly, with just the power factor, those bows, a short arrowhead, long arrowhead, you're going about 50 yards nonetheless.
Yeah. Doesn't matter, man.
Just depends if you really don't like the other tribal or the other people walking through, or
Yeah, I was about
really
to say,
wanna
are you willing to waste probably the biggest and expensive arrowheads, or would you, in warfare, you might want to use it just so you didn't have to worry about them getting back up.
well, that and these are still kind of
Sorry.
solid. From what I read, a lot of them they would get them as red hot as they could. So second to hit you, they curve. So
Oh, get them red hot. Yeah, heat them before they.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I kneel them so that they become soft.
I got you. Oh, okay, I got you. For some reason in my head, I had pictured that they were heating them up in a fire like a flaming arrow before they went to war.
No.
I don't think flaming arrows work quite the way Hollywood showed us they worked.
A lot of the tribes they just use scrap metal to make the arrowheads too. So or cooking pans from like the traders or whatnot.
Yeah.
I got 2 barrel hoops over this outside I need to cut into and start making arrowheads.
That's what I'm about to say. Duke has always told me about the barrel hoops.
Oh.
It's funny though around here, like my grandpa used to go hunting arrowheads and he'd find them all the time in the field. I can't find them to save my life, but he always could. And I don't remember him ever finding a metallic arrowhead, only obsidian and stuff. So I wonder if it's just because that was such a short period of time they used it. What do you think?
Yeah, I see a lot of the arrowheads up here that get dug up are metal. But...
Yeah. Well, I kind of wonder if the metal arrowheads, what period do you think they started using them? Because most of the native got pushed out of here as far as like the big groups by the mid to late 1860s. So maybe they just didn't have that amount of time with them here.
Well, by the 1830s, they were starting to trade metal arrowheads pretty regular out in the plains. But you got to remember too, there was a lot more American Fur Company and everything going on up in the Dakotas than there was down in Kansas.
Yeah, this was kind of just a pass through. Maybe a few people, maybe a few tribes camp out here for a while, but mostly just passing through. Let's see. Guns and Water said, Duke, that story reminds me of Daffy Duck getting his beak shot off. D said, I acquired my first antique Winchester, 1895, 30-40, made in 1898. Do you think Spitzers would be safe to shoot through it? And should I try to load round those cartridges? Well, if it's 1895, you can shoot all your Spitzers you want because it's a stacked magazine, just like any other bolt action. 1895, I assume, in Winchester, 1895. You can shoot as sharp a bullet as you want in there because it's never going to contact the primer. What do you think, Duke?
Yeah.
Timber Drifter said shot a buff with 30-30. Awesome. Yeah, he's going to try to one up at Timber Drifter because he keeps telling me he's going to do it with Black Powder 44 Special on that, or 45 Colt or something next. What's your next buffalo?
I missed the tags for that. So.
Oh, you missed the tags this year?
Yeah.
How long before you can get a tag again?
Probably till September.
Oh, yeah.
Or I could wait for one of them to escape. Because the Rangers, the Rangers do try to get them, but sometimes they just can't. They just shoot them sometimes themselves.
Yeah. They don't like them roaming, huh?
No.
Kent said, good evening, 11 Bang Bang family. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Buffalo Outdoors. Sorry. Hi, Buffalo. He said, Merry Christmas from Buffalo. I'm a big fan of your channel. Thanks for stopping in. You influenced my GP 100 years early on pretty solidly. And then I've watched several of your videos on the why can't I think of it now? The 357 GP 100, the smaller one. What's it called? Why can't I think of it?
I don't know nothing about Ruger.
Well, I'll think of it in a minute. But I wanted one ever since I saw his videos on it. Sorry. I've been into 4570 here lately, so it's kind of slipped my mind. Timber Drifter said Garrett could take one with a 72 open top. Yeah, I've considered that. Not a buffalo hunt, obvious, but I wouldn't mind doing a deer hunt with a 72 open top. That would be easy. Where you get a 50-yard shot, it would be pud. You can always attach some tannerite to it. Wait, Garza Vlog said, wait, 6-inch arrowhead? I didn't think they were that long.
Probably weren't common, but they were out and about.
That's a specific buffalo hunting deal, though, right?
Yeah, most likely. I think Museum of the Fur Trade has an original.
Yeah. Just keep adding weight. Timber Drifter said, I've tried shooting flaming arrows at brush piles in the winter. They drop a lot faster than I was used to. Wasn't as cool as I thought it'd be. Yeah, I've heard the wind puts them out pretty easily, too. Jake said, everything black powder said, Merry Christmas, boys. I'm a day late and $1 short, as usual. Jake's been playing Davy Crockett up in Montana or somewhere hunting deer with his Southern Mountain rifle here recently. Looked like he had a great success. Oh.
No.
But he didn't see any bears, and that disappointed me.
Oh, when I was in Japan, my friend was reading the news, and some foreign student, white kid, got eaten by a bear.
That's not good.
Jeez.
He went to a forest, and I guess there were signs everywhere saying, "Don't walk in this forest alone. Bears." A firefighter killed him with a pocket knife. Killed the bear. Like, what
got some mean firefighters in Japan.
Right. Holy crap.
Well, I've heard you don't just go walking around in those forests in Japan. Something about Logan Paul found out about that or something or other.
Oh, that was a
Did you
different
go
issue.
there, the Suicide Forest?
No.
How close were you?
I was in Tokyo. Mount Fuji was a good distance, so I didn't even go Mount Fuji. I flew over it.
Oh, the Suicide Forest is on Mount Fuji?
Yeah, it's like the base of it or something like that.
I see. So it's like right outside town. That's why everybody uses it. Huh?
Basically.
It's close by. Oh. Well, guys, I think we're only going to run to an hour tonight. If that's fine, we're at 45 minutes, so we'll go another 15
Yeah, it's fine because I'm barely staying awake on my end.
And I'm coughing up a storm.
The
The only one happy and healthy is Sheldon, and he's been around the world.
I'm still tired.
Just a little jet lagged.
No, I just went back to my messed up sleep schedule as soon as I got back. So I tried to go sleep about 12 this afternoon. I woke up at 4 and couldn't go back to bed.
Soylent Green asked, is it true a lot of the buildings have net because of jumpers?
I didn't see them outside, but like if you go up the stairwells, there's nets in the stairwells.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane. Kind of a sad commentary, but it might be it's just for safety's sake too. If somebody falls down.
They do have a really high suicide rate because of just everything in general of their society can be overbearing.
It sounds like crowded.
Tokyo is super crowded. Like I heard that Osaka, Nagoya, and Tokyo are the 3 biggest cities.
Yeah.
But Nagoya is the most boring one because it doesn't have much stuff. I preferred Nagoya over all 3 just because it was less crowded. And you still get to enjoy Japan. So.
And you got to go up in the mountains and stuff. And
yeah.
That was probably all right, wasn't it? Timber Drifter said, good to see you fellas despite the circumstances. Oh, well, like I said, I hope to do a musical for this Christmas, a musical live for this Christmas, but it's just not going to happen. Maybe we'll do one for St. Patrick's Day.
Do like I told you, bring in Colt, have him get the yowl, and you just pick on the guitar, and that'll be a good old carol going.
He came and went a minute ago. I don't know.
Duke can do the chorus.
Yeah. You ever read Hank the Cowdog when you were little?
Oh yeah.
What like the coyote, me just a worthless coyote. The coyotes get drunk on the silage.
Yeah. I do remember that one.
Rip and torn, the cannibal coyotes. Oh.
Oh, Duke. That Dirty Billy hats. He says he has no weight on Hardy hats. He says that they're ready to go.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Gonna get you a Hardy hat?
Yeah.
You got it. What was the decoration you had on the Hardy hat?
There's just gonna be some middle spots on the back and on the where it like curves up.
Yeah, and then get you a great coat.
Maybe.
I swear that guy shows up in about every picture. It seems like from about 67 to 70.
It looks honestly, it was just like a fashion thing. It might have spread down to the Southern Cheyennes.
Yeah.
But I saw Arapahoes had it. No, Northern Cheyennes had it, but that little, I think.
Yeah.
So, because in those Fort Laramie pictures, you see a bunch of people with them. So,
yeah. And it's usually, he got a great coat or a blanket.
one guy has a great coat, and most of them just have blankets.
Yeah. It's a really cool look, though. Let's see. Rob G said, "Merry Christmas, gentlemen. So sorry to hear about Snapper. Tell him he's in our prayers." We will. Tell him to stay off them there motorbikes.
Get a tricycle for him.
One of them spiders or slings or whatever they're called. Let's see. Mill Creek Range said, "Get the feeling better, Garrett. A lot of bad stuff's been going around. I was under the weather yesterday. Just no energy today, but much better than I was yesterday. So Merry Christmas." Man, Hank the Cow Dog. I completely forgot about that. Oh, yeah. I love Hank the Cow Dog. Every Halloween, I get to tell my nephews and nieces about the trick-or-trees. Let's see. Mill Creek Range said, "Merry Christmas, everyone. I hadn't heard about Snapper. He's all right. I think he just has some cracked ribs and maybe a messed up collarbone.
That's all.
Well, I don't think it's the first time."
Yeah, that just sounds like a big pain. It is obviously a big pain, but
It's a big thing, yeah.
We should all chip in, getting some trainer wheels for your bike.
Oh, he's not here to defend himself. Oh, well. Kent said,
might as well get him some tassels for the handlebars while you're at it.
Yeah, get a little bell, little bling 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 bling.
Kent said, "Miss the music Christmas, but understood being sick. Look forward to any music y'all bring to in the future. Enjoying this live with you all. I'll be praying for Snapper. Hope you get better, Garrett." Thanks. Yeah, I broke a fever a week ago. Just cold just keeps hanging around. So anyway, guys, you about ready to shut her down?
Yeah, we can shut her down anytime.
I appreciate everybody coming out, guys. I'm sorry this wasn't as big a Christmas show as we normally do, but just didn't work out this year. We'll make up for it in the new year, I promise.
Hey, we do a New Year's show.
We even cheated the system so Duke didn't have to sit under the duck.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, we have this till December 30th for free, so I suppose we better do a Christmas show or a New Year's show on, let's see, what was December 30th? That's a Monday. Yeah. Maybe we can do it on a Monday, but if you guys aren't too tired.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
So anyway, thank you all for coming out. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Trust in God. Keep your powder dry. Bye.
Adios.